Well, this one is, well, it was out temporarily for a day there, or two, a couple days, but the diff is in. So, just a 9-inch, it's got a posi, fresh gears, brakes, so it's pretty much ready to rock. Well, so basically we got to get this one out, that one in, got to make a drive shaft, possibly some exhaust, I'm not sure yet. And take it for a rip. So that's the short of what needs to be done. All right, we still got to put the gas pedal in and figure out the air filter thing. But that's the short of what's got to happen. And if I keep sitting here talking, it ain't gonna get done, eh? Let's get going. Dips are so close. When I stood them up on end there and I was measuring them up, like at 0 degrees, there's 4 degrees difference in the mounts. I'm not even going to test it because, my luck, it'll be 4 degrees wrong. So I'm just going to cut them off, put these ones back on, and then we'll set our pinion angle in the car after. So we got the diff cleaned up. I was experimenting. I didn't bust out the plasma because I figured maybe the weld would break, but that wasn't so much the case, so that was kind of a fail. Oh well. The other mounts came off nice. I'm just going to clean them up. They're actually just like, you can't see, but they're just spot welded on. You might be able to just beat them off, but I wanted to cut them so I had a nice edge to weld when I do put them onto this diff. So, anyways, now I'm going to slide that under there, get it semi into position, and try to square it up in there. All right, we have the diff is loosely sitting in there. The car's gonna need new shocks, but I don't have any, so they're not going on at this time. So I guess next, well, until I get the car on the ground, I have not set the pinion angle or anything yet. I still have to cut a drive shaft and make some mounts for the shocks and stuff. Or sorry, not the shocks, the brakes. We'll have to do that and make a brake mount on here. Like I'll probably repurpose this thing over to this side, and then I have to make a mount to hold it there and run new lines side to side. And then we can bleed the brakes anyways. I don't have the right drive shaft. The 9-inch is kind of a win. It takes the same U-joint, everything that the 55 did. So that side is a win. The other side I need to convert it over to run the 60E style yoke on it. Cool. We have all of our brake lines in place. Up, over, there. So I welded a tab up on top. Didn't show it to you. Let's see if I can get some better light on it. So it's pretty just a simple punched a hole, ran this line, came over here. This one's tapped in. The diff is still not mounted because I've got to get a yoke for the other drive shaft, so I can't cut that one down yet. The transmission, not much I can do there. I guess that's all I can do at the moment till I get a few more parts. That'll kind of cover me for right now though. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So I got the car on jack stands, so we got weight on it. It's at the ride height. So now I can set the pinion angle and I can measure for the drive shaft because it's where it's supposed to be, kind of thing. So I'm just going to crawl under there. I'll do my thing and we can start cutting down that drive shaft. Oh, right. So we got our drive shaft here. I got to make it from cup to cup 52 inches, which is about 2.5 inches too long overall right now. Well, it works out to close to 3, but depends where I cut here. So I'm going to slip this up first, see where I can get this yoke cut off. Just going to zip cut on here, bust this end off, and then try to adapt it over.
Alright, well this is done. I know a lot of folks always ask, how do you balance it? You don't usually need to if it's true. I guess there's exceptions to that, but I've never had a problem personally. When I cut a shaft, like I can shorten them easy. Lengthening them, I don't really have the capability of doing that because I don't have the pipes. But essentially I cut it. I always clock my U-joints. That's why I always lay it on the workbench so they sit flat, so that these go back together, like they're even front to back. I throw it in the lathe. I'm usually within 20 thou, I'm happy. And if you spin it on the lathe, that's what it'll spin like on the car, and there's, you know, you won't see any vibration, or if it doesn't vibrate. At 20 thou, you're never going to notice anything. I don't even know if the drive shaft, I've never checked one, and what do you call it, like a pre-made shaft to see if it has any out to it, but never had a vibration myself. And I've made some really wonky shafts years back before I had a lathe. I would literally just weld it and just measure my cups. Like, it was very ghetto, and I never had problems with it either. If you don't have a lathe, I know a lot of folks say they got to go somewhere. You don't need to, though. You can actually put it on the vehicle and use, like, straighten it up on a vehicle as well. Use the driveline as your lathe. There's a little bit of play in there. It'll be in the yoke and stuff, but you'll get it pretty close. Like, it'll be usable. If you had to, you can bring it to a shop to get balanced, but at least it'd be mobile, the vehicle, between then. But I'm hooped right now. The shaft's the right size, but I need to put this yoke on. But the U-joints I know are a different size, so this just isn't going to work. So I'm going to need to do a conversion joint. So that's as far as I can get tonight on this thing. I checked my pinion angle. It was good. So I could pretty much blaze in the diff. It can stay where she's going to stay. Like, they're the pads from the 55, so they're good. All I got to do is just put a bit of weld. Hopefully you can see. But I just got to put a bit of weld on there and on both sides. And then we're cherry with this thing. And then once I can get that drive shaft in, bleed some brakes. We just got to focus upstairs there to the gas pedal and the air breather. Figure that out. And she's pretty much good to go. Other than I don't have a seat. We'll have to do a test drive on a milk crate or sitting on a tire or something. No biggie. Well, that's what luck, eh? I have my random little U-joint bin here. And I actually had a conversion joint. Mint. That means I can get this drive shaft on. Well, there we go. Kind of blazed in the diff down here. Both sides, we got a drive shaft in there. Pretty mint.
30 minutes. So, we can set her on the ground, but I'll have to go underneath it yet to do brakes. I gotta bleed brakes. But it's, yeah, just about midnight, so I think I'm gonna shut her down. Go inside and do some relaxing. We are getting there. So we got the, yeah, you seen me, I walked this on the lathe, so this thing's like a press fit, and then I just set it with a screw or two. Just need to put a filter on the end there now. Yeah, so it's filling the rad. A little tip when you're doing these motors, because there's no thermostat up there. If you pop the upper hose off, fill the motor that way, you're not going to get a, you don't have to burp the system. It'll actually be all purged and ready to go out of the box. I got the gas pedal, the wire is in there. The brakes are bled, but they still don't feel great, so I just got to get somebody to give me a hand, make my life easier. I have to now make a mount for the gas pedal. And waiting on a battery, an air filter. We got to put some power steering fluid in, even though it does nothing. I've literally just looped the lines, so if in the future ever wants to put power steering in, the pump is there. You could take it out. I've done it. It's just this belt runs so long, you almost need you need an idler in there, otherwise it'll throw the belt all the time. Well, if you drive normal, it won't throw the belt, but so the motor oil's good, so I got to do transmission and power steering. Rad's full. Drive shaft, everything's all in. If I had a set of wheels, we could actually move it around, but I don't have that yet. So anyways, we'll go back to topping up some fluids here, and I'd like to roll it forward because it'd be much easier to put that gas pedal in, but whatever. We'll make it work. Cool. Went out behind the barn, found two wheels. They're completely different, but at least it's a roller now. Buddy's bringing his some exhaust, so hopefully we can make something work with that. And I'm hoping a filter. I think he has a battery for it. So we're getting very close. I can roll it ahead. I can do get this gas pedal sorted out, get that in place. Although I don't know what's going to be comfortable considering I have nowhere to sit. So I'm just going to have to wing it and hopefully it'll be okay. Alright, well. See what we got here. We got some random exhausty bits. So we don't have mufflers yet because we're not going to run these. So we're going to see what we can use out of this and what we can't to give us some dual exhaust under here.
Got them semi-started. We're just gonna be waiting on some mufflers, and then we can go there. I think I'm just gonna go out and then dump it in front of the wheels for now. I'm not sure how we're gonna go up and over the axles kind of things. We would have farmed this out to an exhaust shop, but we don't have any exhaust shops local to us anymore, so everything's buy and bolt on, which does not work in this application. So we're gonna keep scabbing along with this. Not much I can do now. I guess I want to wait for the muffler so I can take it off the hoist, and I'm done with the hoist. And then I can do the gas pedal and that brake switch. And then I think we're pretty much ready to go. All right. Well, it's not pretty, but it's functional. It'll do what we need it to do for now, until we can get her to a shop. I guess all we can do now is drop her down, and I can work on the brake pedal inside, get that brake switch in, get the gas pedal in, and yeah, I think that's about it. Still no seat. That's my seat. We got our gas pedal in. It's pretty straightforward. Just 2 bolts. No biggie. Under here, what I did is I took out the original brake switch and everything bolted up. So I just bolted in this aftermarket one or whatever. This is from like an 80s pickup or something. So I have that one in, so this is your brake switch, and then this other side runs the torque converter, the lockup, to which I just bladed it into the fuse box there. And we should be good. So now, I think the only thing left to do is take her for a spin. Well, had to readjust this air filter because it did not fit under the hood, so I had to tweak it down that way. But it runs mighty fine, I'll tell you that. Pretty sweet. Yep, test drive on a tire. Why not, eh? That puts that one in the done book. All good to go. So, as always, folks, I want to thank you for watching, and we'll catch you all in the next one. Later.